All right. Welcome back, our freaks and geeks, to another Girl on Table podcast where we talk about everything, all things nerd, pop culture, and all such. And if you're liking our content and stuff like that, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified of our future videos, and comment. Let us know how, one, you've been liking the podcast and what you think about this one. The podcast, as you can see on the bottom, is called "Is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Overrated?" This came from just us seeing just how much the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is represented in like the toy market and stuff like that. And when it comes to Fortnite now, where they dropped them in the Fortnite and stuff like that, and we were wondering. Plus, looking back, we were wondering how much does nostalgia play into the enjoyment of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and how it is writing wise. But Marcus, I have a question. This is a question.
Right
How
out
do
the
you th-
gate.
how do you, how I got to how do you
Right
feel
out the
about
gate.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as a series and stuff like that? Give us your vibes of the show. Let us know.
Well, I mean, as you see, I am a product of the Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Got the shirt on. However, I will say this. If we take out the nostalgia, the being the first, to start everything, the suits, the Megazord, Super Sentai, like we take out all these factors that go into it to why it's so much, like why it's praised, highly praised. Is I I would have to say like overrated is a good term, and
Okay.
also I think is what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not because it is slightly overrated,
Okay.
but to the extent I'll say it like this: it didn't age well. That's what I'm trying to say.
There it is.
I think more so
Mhm.
it didn't age well, and because it gets all the praise that it does, it falls into the category of is it overrated because of everything that came after it.
Yeah.
To the extent you can't fault it as much because it was like the test run basically.
Exactly.
However, it's longer y'all gonna milk this cow. Yeah, so it was 30 seasons, 30 years of this great show and concept and idea. All these toys that they could have been doing. They even got the comic series. Even with the comic
hmm
series, where did we start with the comic series? From where Mighty Morphin left off with Jason, Trini, and Zach at the peace treaty. That was a big part of the story. But we still got other Power Rangers, but it still was like the focal point, Mighty Morphin. And now in the comics, I appreciate that because it fleshed out the characters more and gave
hmm
more weight to the story and made it a way better story. Just almost just like how we say Clone Wars, filled in that gap and justified Anakin's turn to the dark side. The comics filled in a lot of gaps from the show. It makes the show a lot better. But if you go back and watch it, as a 30-year-old who has responsibilities in the world now and is a little older and can see between all the action and the explosions, it is a rough watch. And I say that because I don't want to be harsh because
yeah.
it is a national treasure for us 90s babies, the millennials. So it is a very hard watch, but it still has a lot of good moments
Yeah.
as far as fighting scenes. But as far as like story character, it's not the strongest
It
in the whole series.
no. My thing when I think about it, like obviously I started off with Mighty Morphin 2, and I definitely love the Megazord. I still do. It's still a great Megazord. It
Yeah, it's
still looks
definitely one of my
great.
favorites.
It still looks great. But like you said, it's like it further gets along. There's just so much more like variety and customization with that we get with Zords later on. For example, like Wild Force and Dino Thunder and Dino Charge that have more combination with their main Zords than Mighty Morphin does, which makes sense. It was earlier on and before they started exploring more, so you can't necessarily fault that. But as a series, there's just way much more. But also, I think one of the reasons why I don't think it holds up as good is because they combine three different shows together into one,
Yeah, they
and
did. And
tell
yeah, it's
you
very
can
obvious.
tell, and also like the writing between them moving from that first series to the next series to the next wasn't really seamlessly done. Like you could tell they were like running out of material and they were just trying to stretch because
Yeah,
and I think the biggest egregious thing that I didn't really like about Mighty Morphin is that the alien races exist. Like they're clearly ninjas.
yeah.
And
I never understood
I
that
didn't
at all.
like that at all. Cause like you already had ninjas before because they had the Ninja Megazord. So all they needed really to do was just say, oh, this is another ninja group or whatever.
Mm,
But I think, and when it comes down to, let me see, my notes. Yeah, the writing was another thing. It There was some good, valuable lessons in there, obviously, because Power Rangers had that touch. But there were some episodes that just were a little too goofily written. But that's just
mhm.
with it being a '90s show, one, and two, us kind of being a little older and it being too cheesy. Like there's just too much cheese to it.
Yeah,
Uh,
very campy.
it's very campy, which
Yeah, very campy.
they did a lot of. You could tell that all the shows were for selling product, of course. Like, let's be real, this is like a one big marketing of the
Mhm.
show. But it was more egregious than Mighty Morphin. It was more like just like we trying to sell you these toys, so we just go streamline some. Remember those glitter suits they had that they used
Oh,
like twice to sell?
oh,
Probably more likely to sell some toys. So it was more egregious
yeah. Cause
with
they
that.
didn't like a few years ago they came out with a line for the glitter
Hmm.
looking suits with the Mighty
Hmm.
Morphin toy, and
Heck
I was
yeah.
like, why? I was like, why is this a thing? It wasn't cool when it came out on the show, like,
Nobody was really liking it. Nobody
and
remembers that.
I will say this: the the transition of the show is very weird because going to your point as far as like the writing and how they like went on to the next series, I think it it's so like when I think about it, so you do the movie, right? We
Yeah.
get the movie. Then we go back from the movie to the show and it feels like it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even flow at all. And it's so confusing because it's okay, we just did a whole movie with all of this and now it feels like y'all just like mushing stuff together. Okay, we still using super footage, but also we got to tie in the movie. They got the ninja suits and here's the Zord, and it was just like it was a lot. So when it got to the end of the series, when the Megazords got destroyed and all that stuff, and they found the Zeo crystals. The Zeo was the next one, right?
Yeah, Zio was the next one. Yeah, right
And
after
then it was
that.
Turbo after Zeo.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like it was like Zeo, Turbo, movie, and then after what Turbo, it was Space. And that's the crazy thing because after when it was Space, that's when it started getting better
Yeah.
as far as like story, character development, writing. It made more sense because after Space, everything started like lining up, like it all
Hmm.
connected. Because at first it
Hmm.
just felt okay. This is Power Rangers. Now they Zeo. Now they Turbo. Tommy's still here, so it's still connected somehow to the first one. But it didn't feel like it
No,
felt like it was a new show every time. With Space, after Space, everything started feeling like it was in a universe. But I just never understood how after they did both movies, Turbo and the Mighty Morphin movie, and went back to the show, it felt like two totally different entities. And I'm just like,
it did.
it was so much that y'all presented in the film that could have been tied into the show because that goes back to what we say. Looking back now, it's very nostalgic. You know,
Hmm.
the film, it still holds up. Only,
Yeah.
only thing that doesn't make it hold up as well is the CGI as the when they was fighting in the city. But it was a pretty good, decent story because they really tried to take that. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, the whole like idea of Power Rangers is campy. You know,
It is,
teenagers get suits. Compared to the Super Sentai is like some of it is dark and like
Oh,
very
it's
adult.
pretty dark. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm surprised they did what they did to make it kid friendly. That's what it was the first. Sometimes you got to take those blows. You just gotta lose. You gotta take your L. Mighty Morphin just gotta take that L, man. Today they gotta take that L today.
They do. And here's the thing, like, how do you introduce? And I know the answer because obviously it's footage, but they like brought these new movie suits, made a big deal about them, and then immediately went back to their downgraded suits.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
I get why, because they
and
didn't
I'm
have
talking
the
about
footage.
awesome that them suits were awesome. I was like, okay, suits. I like the armor plates and all that, but then they say, oh no, we back in the spandex now. That was just so we could make some big money. Once again, sell some toys.
Big sell some toys, but it's obviously because they weren't using any other footage for sure. Like I understand.
They actually had
that's a reason, but they could have tried a little harder because now they even like do like their own footage scenes and then splice it a little bit better. They were just like, oh, you gave us this amount of roll, we're gonna use it.
I was rewatching the episode when Tommy them and Jack hopped in the Megazord and beat the shit out of him and then kicked them out in the Megazord and then backhanded Kimberly and then just whooped everybody ass. And I was like, but as I was watching it, because I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, yeah, see, you can tell when it's the Super Sentai footage and their footage. Because it's completely, it's like I'm watching a whole nother show. And it's so wild, bro, because it's like, when I was a kid, I never realized, I didn't pay attention to that, because that's not what, I'm like 5. I'm not finna, it's different. But as an adult, I'm like, man, I cannot sit and watch a whole season of this because it's just gonna drive me crazy now. It's like the jumping back and forth, the crazy storylines, the campiness, and I'm just like, everybody now is okay. Whenever we do, what's Fortnite? Mighty Morphin. The fighting game, Mighty Morphin. The reboot that's coming to Disney is Mighty Morphin. As dope as it looks, that fan made series that's gonna be on YouTube with the Ninja, whatever page that is. Mighty Morphin. So
Mighty Morphin.
The fan film that came out a few years ago, that was the darker version. Mighty Morphin. So
even the 2017 movie, Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. Like it's a smart move because it's like it's what everybody knows. I was basically saying it's smart that they go that route because it's well known, the easy story to do, the characters are relatable. It's been like a generational thing that's been passed down. The toys are still popular. They have Ranger Con. Everybody dresses up, so it's understandable. However, at the same time, it's so many other good stories that came after that either could be continued, retold, modernized. Like I'll take something like SPD, right?
Yeah.
Just throwing out there, and I only say the reason why I say SPD. Just think about this: the year that SPD happens is what year is it when the show came out?
Isn't it like this year or so, or like recent?
Yeah, it's 2025.
Yeah.
It's literally 2025 right now.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, so what was that? I think that series was like 08, 09, somewhere around there. It was like 15, 16 years ago, somewhere around there. You could have a special like rollout of the figures celebrating saying SPD 2025 because that was when it came out. You can release all the ranges, because like they've released them, but it's so weird because like they've come out like with certain ones, but released all of the ranges, the Zord, weapon, whatever you want to do, but have a theme where it's okay because it's 2025. Let's put this back out. Let's come out with the episodes in HD or something like that. Just like what they do with Mighty Morphin all the time. Like they didn't rehash Mighty Morphin, the toys. They got the reignition toys and all that. They keep doing that, and it's bro, we love it. but we want something else. There's so many other good series that came
There
after
is.
Mighty Morphin that don't get the love that Mighty Morphin gets, and it's like why? It's like and that's why I say SPD is you could do that. Give us a comic book series of SPD because we really don't know what happened after the end of SPD because we just got in Forever Red. It did it again.
Yeah, we've got Forever Red. It came back.
Yeah, we had got Forever Red, and when then for Forever Red, the SPD Red Ranger
Come on, why
was
today? Why today? Why are we doing
bro.
that?
This is wild, bro.
This
This
is
is
so wild.
wild, bro. This is wild. Out of all the days, and even mine is like lagging slightly a little bit. This
Yeah,
is wild.
this is so wild.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right, let's keep going with it. 50 said they had they had a Forever Red event and stuff like that. So it was
Sky
good.
was it Sky who came back? Who was like the SPD Red Ranger and Forever Red?
This happened way later because Forever Red he wasn't in there because it was Wild Force. Yeah.
You're right. It
So
was he was in another show.
once the Ranger of Overdrive.
Yeah, Overdrive. And I'm just like, what happened, bro? How did this happen? We didn't get to see
Adam
it.
and
So
got that some other like OGs. But speaking of shows that you want to get some like better light opposed to Mighty Morphin getting all this thing, what are some shows from the Power Ranger lexicon that you want like to get more things besides SPD? I think you that was one of yours, SPD.
the so you saying whether the shows are
That you want to
better or
see
to get some love?
get some love. Better is next, but to get some love.
Okay. What show to get some more love? Definitely Galaxy.
Yes.
I think Galaxy is definitely underappreciated.
Very.
Dino Thunder is underappreciated too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm,
Yes.
and the one I didn't watch it, but I think it's a good story there, and it could get some more like in the comics is Mystic Force. I don't hear
Oh,
them talk
Mystic Force.
about Mystic. Yeah, it's almost
Mystic
like man, I had stopped watching it by then, but I would
Yeah.
see like glimpses, like I would catch it every now and then, and I was
Mhm.
like, this is actually pretty good. That's different,
Yeah.
magic and. I was like,
They had
okay, that's
Kate.
cool.
They
Yeah.
had Kate. Man.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's badass, but it's almost like 20 years later. It seemed like bro, it literally seemed like Mr. Force never happened. They don't talk
Right.
about it at all.
At
Like,
all.
bro,
They don't mention
I
it
think
at
out of
all.
I think out of all of the seasons, that one should get some love. Like I know I said
Agreed.
other ones, but if I had to just narrow it down to one, it probably would be that one. Like y'all could give some TLC to Mystic Force. Give us a comic, some toys. You gotta love on all your children. You just can't love the ones that excel and everything. You gotta give everybody a little love.
Yeah, they're the one that you milk to all that because it's a money cow and you're going to guarantee buy it. But I think Faith needs way more love for sure.
Definitely.
You said Lost Galaxy, I agree. Dino Thunder for sure. If we're talking Dino themes, Dino Thunder, Dino Charge, because I doing a rewatch of that series and it's amazing. Plus,
Yeah, I was
they got
watching
like
clips
10
of it.
different they got 10 different ranges with different specs. They got a purple ranger, bro.
Yeah. That
And a graphite and a
Dino Charge is
silver.
sick. Yeah. Dino
Yeah.
Charge is sick.
Like and they have a gun slash morpher thing that they use to fight. Like that's pretty
Don't
cool.
they like spin it and then they
Yeah, you
like
spin it and then click.
bro,
and then
that was so nice. I seen them go with and then it's a clip that I had seen with the Pink Ranger, and she had spun it, and then she was like
yeah,
running in slow motion. I was like, yo, that's dope,
yeah.
bro. That's so
And then
dope.
and then when they like run into battle, sometimes they'll just shoot it off at them and
Yeah,
morph that way. That's so cool. And also their Zord is like really cool.
yeah,
It's a pretty cool. It's and if we're talking dino theme, those are ones I definitely want to see what's in because getting to my next question, I'll let you finish your thought before I move on to another question. So I think you have
yeah,
something else to say.
yeah. Because like you said, I agree. All of those, because that's basically the same thing I was saying. I had to throw Mystic Force in there only because it feels so forgotten.
It
I
does.
just realized that I was like, bro, we don't ever talk about Mystic Force. Like me and you talk about it as a whole. We don't talk about Mystic Force. So
We don't
I
even.
think that's a new one to throw in there.
I agree. I
That's to get some
wholeheartedly
love.
agree.
And that's even like with like clothes, like t-shirts. We don't have SPD t-shirts, Galaxy. Even
Toy
like they
line.
outside stuff, toy line, like the suit, like the jackets and stuff. A dope jacket that would be good, dope if they brought it back out, would be Lightspeed.
Oh yeah. Uh huh.
Those jackets
Yeah.
were fire.
They were
And
so
I'll say
fire.
this, Lightspeed is another one we should get a little bit more love because that, like you said, we were talking outside of the podcast. The Zord from Lightspeed grew on me as an
Oh
adult.
yeah. As an adult,
It grew
yeah.
on me, and then I forgot that they changed like midway through the show. They got a whole new Zord,
Oh, the train
and
one, the super train.
and then I was also looking at how it was so dope that they were really like heroes
Yeah.
outside of being Power Rangers. Like I thought it was a very cool concept. Like each one of them was like actual heroes. They did something in the community already before they were Power Rangers. And I was like, that dope. And that's why we say like with Mighty Morphin, you see the growth and like the characters and how the show actually was connecting things. Like, okay, these people were chosen to be Power Rangers because of ABC. They had this ability or they were heroes, or it was passed down through generations. Like it started getting deeper into the mythos of it. Like with Mighty
Exactly.
Morphin, it was I'm gonna just choose 5 teenagers to go almost get taken out every day, and we don't know if they're gonna live or not. To introducing a whole new one who was evil and all that, so it was
Yeah,
everywhere.
like there's not even like really a bond with their Zords like there are in other seasons, like Wild Force
Like
and even
Gal,
Dino Charge. They
I'll
had
say
like a
like
connection
Galaxy.
with their Galaxy too. They had a connection with their Zords. So like when you saw them like fighting, it was like, oh, this is my like best friend or whatever, the connection or friend connection. They had like the close bond. So when they went to battle, it was a deeper tie. I like the Dino Zord of like Mighty Morphin because like it fights on its own, but there's no connection besides he's just operating it. And also, like you said, every like even Lost Galaxy, they had to pull the sword and be worthy and pull the sword from the rock to be given the powers. Even if
Hmm.
anybody else had them, they couldn't activate them.
They
And
had to be worthy.
exactly, and even in the most recent, or not recent, more the newer era, like in Dino Charge, their gyms had to choose them, and they had to prove they're worthy of being like a hero before it shined for them and allowed them to have the power and connect
Hmm.
to them.
Even in the 2017 movie, they had to
Yeah,
prove to more. That's how it should be. And I have
I
to say
agree.
this side though. 2017 Mighty Morphin, I think it gets shit on a little too hard,
Agreed.
harder than it should. It is not that bad. It is not
It
as
isn't.
people say it.
It's not.
I think it's underappreciated because it came out at the wrong time.
Agreed.
It came out at the wrong time. But it was definitely a good idea and concept. I see where they
Mhm.
were going. And I honestly think if they would have got a second movie, it would have been a lot better.
And also, I think a lot of people just weren't ready for Mighty Morphin to be like touched in that way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to have a new generation of Mighty Morphin Power Ranger that isn't connected to the OG or anything like that.
Hmm.
And people just compared the suits and the Zord. They like compared them, so they didn't really get a fair shot. But if you watch it, like I watched it, I think a year or so ago,
Me
probably
too.
now. And it was good. Like I actually found myself liking it more than I liked Mighty Morphin when it came to the writing. The
Hmm.
writing was good. I like Jason because Jason was like he smacked the old dude in the face and he was like, "You slapped me in the face." Yeah, weird. That made me
Yeah.
laugh every single
That
time
was that was funny.
because it's goofy, but it's also written well.
Even like how he would like challenge, Zordon, like, hey man, like basically you full of shit, bro. Like you telling us all this stuff, but you really just using us so you can come back.
Exactly. He called him out.
Yeah, so
So
that was interesting. I just had to put that side note in there because it don't.
definitely.
They be shitting on it, and it shouldn't
And here,
happen
I'll
like
put out another side note. I think Turbo is shit on way harder than it should be if we're comparing it. Because I like Turbo way more than honestly Mighty Morphin when I was growing up.
that. Definitely, I did too because I love cars, and when I was a kid, I really was into cars. And when they did Power Rangers and car, like a car form for the Zords, I
Yeah,
was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Even
But
the helmets and stuff.
exactly. But also, like to go on your point about Lightspeed and why you liked it, they had a rescue Megazord. Each one of them had a specific like occupation that was like a rescue, like
Yep.
a first responder.
Yep.
And it was cool. I liked it. So I controversial thought. I think Turbo is better than Mighty Morphin, like writing wise. Put it out there. You guys hate on it, and you say that oh, it's the first time the power is lost. Like Mighty Morphin didn't happen. Like Turbo did, or not Turbo. Like Mighty Morphin didn't happen specifically. They're like, oh, it's the first one to lose to the villain. I'm like, what happened in Zeo? What happened to get to Zeo?
They lost all the time in Zeo and Mighty Morphin. So
yeah, like
I don't know what they're talking about.
We judging them? We judging this series because it's more goofy and it's a spoof series. Because I think the Super Sentai was supposed to be like a spoof on the series as a whole. Like it was supposed to be a goofy. So of course, it's gonna be a little cheesy, and it's not bad. Like I like TJ and them, and I even liked them when they went to the next series. I was glad that they continued. But yeah, that's I had to get that out there because people be hating on Turbo way too much for my liking.
Nah, they do. They do.
But I got a question. What is it? What do you think are better theories than Mighty Morphin? Like writing wise, and you can even put in. You can either. I'll ask that after. You can. I was gonna say you can put in suits, but I'll ask that separately. We can just talk about writing.
I'll definitely. So, Galaxy, SPD.
Okay.
The last two are hard because I love Time Force. And Time Force is in between Time Force, Space.
Okay.
Or like Ninja Storm.
Fair. Yeah.
But if I had to choose, I would actually say because I started watching it, I think RPM.
Thank you. I appreciate RPM so much.
RPM, because that's one of the newer ones I started watching. So definitely RPM. I got to throw a new one in there. Yeah. And if I had to, like early, because I did in between New Era a little early, but if I had to go like right after, like you said, I would definitely go Turbo.
Fair. Yeah.
Definitely go Turbo.
I agree. Like I think
the problem I had with Zeo was that the song was fire, but the show was trash. And the suit, I actually the Zeo like suit because it reminded me like of Egyptian.
They have a pyramid. They have a pyramid.
Yeah, the Gold Ranger, and I like the Gold Ranger, but it was like it literally felt like Mighty Morphin with new suits.
Agreed.
That's all it was.
Agreed.
Even the whole idea of why who the Gold Ranger was and how he had to transfer his powers to Jason, and then the Alien Rangers somehow appeared in the show for a minute, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm
no
good.
Way. I'm out.
Yeah, but those would be my 5 that are better. Because honestly, if we could just say it bluntly, everything after it was better, even if it wasn't like a good show.
Exactly.
But if I had to choose 5, that's the strongest 5 out of all of the shows after.
My 5 is in no particular order, but I'm gonna say Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, which Dino Thunder had a better Evil Ranger than Jason. Or not Jason. Sorry, Tommy. Had a way better run of Evil Ranger. Had Tommy shaking in his boots because he had that trauma.
Yeah.
Because when he showed up, even Tommy was like, I don't want nothing to do with that. Dino Charge, because it's I think it's just overall a better Dino, like related suits are better. The writing is better. The Zord is a little bit better just because it's more, they really go into a lot of the Dino, like, they really go with their Dino theme. They like go, oh, you go to this location because fossils are here, so the Zord might be in this area. Versus Zordon just being like, there you go, there's a Zord for you. Time Force for sure. Time Force had to be mentioned. And I was gonna mention RPM just because it's a good one.
Yeah, I like
those
RPM.
suits are a little goofy, but they're like fire with those the belt, not the what's name, the black, like looking like one of the better combos. You know how we are about the Black Ranger. We gotta at least represent those. But yeah, and I'm gonna slide into my next question, which is which suits do you think are like better? Which I'm probably sure this is probably gonna overlap. Maybe it could overlap, but that's fine. But which suits are
Like
you like? But
same, pretty much almost the same. Galaxy, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm,
okay,
Dino Charge. Those
yeah,
two are fire.
they are so fire.
Those two are definitely fire. I would go as far as to say I like Turbo. I like the suits from Turbo. It's
Agreed.
simple, but it's very interesting. They're interesting suits. But I'm gonna have to. But Turbo. No, I'm gonna have to take Turbo out because
Okay.
I liked the. What's the one that I always liked? The Time Force.
Oh yeah, Time Force is pretty
Time
good.
Force suit. Cause that quantum ranger, bro.
Yeah, that quantum range too is so fire. Oh my.
They like the upgrades that they had,
Yeah.
and it's pretty. Yeah, the battleizers were good, but yeah, definitely. I would probably say those suits are a lot better. But I honestly think though the strongest are Dino Thunder,
Okay.
Galaxy,
Okay.
and let's see, Dino Charge, bro. I haven't watched the whole series, but I think that's a strong suit, bro.
It
That, that
is.
that's a strong suit. SPD, I like SPD because it's like police, the Power Rangers, but they
Yeah.
pulled it off very well. It didn't
Mhm.
look bad at all. It was pulled off very well.
Agreed. They were able to make, I hate to say it, cops cool.
Yeah,
Like,
they
you know,
really
like
did.
they really found a way to make it to where
now
you're watching
the
cops
only thing
fighting, but go ahead.
the only thing I didn't like is the like weapons they had when they weren't in their suit that they would
Mhm.
like. They just look weird.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
never liked those, but yeah.
But for me, suits wise, I'm gonna go no in no particular order again. Dino Thunder because that White Ranger was fire. The Black Brachio Ranger with that black suit is fire. I went back and watched that's so fire. And then I like their like it's being more represented in their helmets is their dinosaur.
Hmm. Definitely.
And also like that like white little
Hmm.
angles on the side, and then their super mode that they go into Dino
And they
Super
had like the
Dino
little
mode.
spikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his Triassic mode, his battle either that thing was so heat with the blue to the I think it's blue to purple like on the like triangles and stuff. Then Dino Charge because them suits are just too good. Not
Fire, bro.
only
Those.
do the helmets have the animals, but they have the sash with the teeth marks on it, the shoulder kind of pad. The guns are like dino guns that are that double as a morpher. And then the battle either for that one is just really cool because they have the dinosaur, his like Zord on his chest with all
Mm.
the carnival design, like red and white design. And then he can also grab different Zords and put them on his arm. Like he can have a Triceratops on his arm and use its power on a miniature version, which is super cool. Dino Fury. Dino Fury is that's they're more like night dinosaurs. So they have like
Mhm.
a night aesthetic on top of them, but they can also use keys to change their armor and stuff. So it's really cool.
Mm.
I don't really like their Zord too much because it's a little too clunky, but I do so I respect the suits. Faith and Wild Force are my last two. Because Wild Force is really good too because they have their animal. It's so I guess what my thing is I like them being really creative with their designs, and Mighty Morphin's designs just aren't creative enough.
Yeah, it was very like basic. And
Exactly, but
I
that's
agree. I
time
agree with you
period.
with Wild Force.
Yeah,
Yeah, Wild Force was almost like Dino Thunder and Galaxy put together. If you think about it.
agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we might have more. You might have more questions, but my final question is: now that we've talked about the suits and the theory, we got to talk about the Zords that you like from other theories. We gotta like. You gotta. It might be a tough question for you because I know how much you love the OG Modern Morphin, and
Yeah. I
I
love the
do too.
OG.
I do too. I got
Yeah.
my Mighty Morphin toy here.
Yeah. I
Hard.
love the OG Mighty Morphin Megazord. If I had to choose, definitely, like I always say, Galaxy is one of my favorite Megazords.
Yeah.
I did like space because it was the actual spaceship. It changed
Yeah.
into a Megazord. That was cool. A lot of the newer ones, I don't know. Like anything
Okay.
after like Mystic Force, I don't really know.
Okay.
But Dino Thunder was cool because I always thought it was cool that it was just three
Yeah.
Megazords and they formed that one. Let me see. What's another one? The first Lightspeed Rescue Zord.
Okay. I'm a fan of that.
Because I
Yeah.
liked how the sword and stuff. Like I like that. Another one. I'm thinking of what was that other one that I really liked?
What there's it from?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. Oh, the one you were just talking about,
The
Wild Force.
charge? Oh, Wild Force? Okay.
Yeah, Wild had a good
Wild Force,
Zord.
yeah, agreed.
But it definitely for me it would definitely be like Turbo had a good Megazord.
Yeah, it did.
Turbo,
It did.
Turbo, SPD had a good one. Yeah, yeah. I like the first Lightspeed Rescue Zord though, because all of the Zords could do something, could function by themselves, and they like
Oh
you said, they
yeah.
were first responders. Like you
Mm-hmm.
had the fire trucks and the one that could fly with the water and stuff. So I think that was pretty cool. So yeah, those definitely would be my. And I think that was the thing before my last comment. I think the thing that made galaxies so unique is that they were actual like mystical creatures
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
that existed on their own, and they had to like free them, and then they would transform into the Megazord, and they kind of, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, they had a bond. It was almost like it was a bond, and I thought that was always really cool.
Yeah. I agree with all of your choices. I think somewhere I was gonna overlap. Space, I loved Astro Delta Megazord when they combined them together and they had the little
Mm-hmm.
turret guns on the
Mm-hmm.
the Gatling guns. That thing was cool. Mega Voyager was great. All of those. Every single Zord in that season was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Dino Thunder was good. They had a lot of customization and stuff like that with the different Zords becoming arms and stuff like that and stuff like that. So it was really cool. No, it didn't. You just really still.
I'm
I
listening. Yeah,
let it
I'm
float
locked
for a
in. I'm
second.
listening.
um,
Good.
Dino Charge because I like that the T Rex became the body and then the arms were like, but also they have a plesiosaur, which is like it looked like the Loch Ness monster, but it was a space. It became their second one. I'm a space guy, so anytime space is put together, I was like, and it was purple too. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Then I said space. Ninja Storm had fire. The
Yeah.
Thunder Megazord, the one with the two beetles.
That's the one I was trying to remember. The doggone thunder. That's it. You said it. That's the
That
one I was
heat,
trying to remember.
that heat. Also, I love the Super Train Megazord from Lightspeed Rescue. I love that massive Zord that they had that
Mm-hmm.
powered over creatures and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of another one. I like Wild Force for sure. Mystic Force was it was different, but I liked it. All of them are becoming the Zords and then forming together was really cool. SPD, I liked their one because not only was it but yeah, pretty. And I like. I guess I'm cheesing a little bit because I do. Actually, no, I'm not cheesing it because I'm gonna say Turbo Rescue Megador from Turbo, but I was gonna try to slip in my Dragon Door, but I'm gonna stay away from. I got my little miniature Dragon Door. I was gonna try to slip it
Hey.
in, but I'm gonna keep out of Mighty Morphin. I agreed to the
Look, I'll tell you, we had to stick it out this time with the
like,
Zord.
and this podcast is not to say that like I said, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the
Oh wow, it did it right at the end.
wine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No hate. If Mighty Morphin is your favorite, that's great. More power to you. I love that for you. And it's still in the top. It's not like it's deciding
Yeah.
over here we hate it now, but it's just the Fortnite thing is what kind of spurred this podcast on because we're just like, damn, another Mighty Morphin collab
Another Mighty
when
Morphin.
Time Force is sitting right there.
We seriously gotta move on from it because it's not like this is something that was just like a one time thing and
Yeah,
we never got anything out there. It's so much good stuff that happened afterwards that we should be getting stories about.
agreed.
Comic book wise, toy wise, if it's featured in games, it's like in Marvel Rivals or something, whatever. But like Disney has it, they doing Mighty Morphin. And I honestly hope that it's a situation where it's like Mighty Morphin for one season and then they move on to something else. But I know it's not. I know
We're gonna
they're
milk that cow.
yeah, they're gonna milk that one. Like Dmitri said, this is not like to bomb on Mighty Morphin. It is definitely part of our childhood nostalgia. Like he said, we got the toys and stuff from back then, so
Right?
we love it. It has a special place in our heart. But is it the best out of the series? No, it is not.
No, it's not.
And that's all. And that's all we're saying. It's just a
Yeah,
proven fact. If you go on Instagram, YouTube, there's a lot of people that express the same ideas. That
agreed.
being said, Dimitri,
It,
you got
it's
anything
time.
else?
I'm ready to wrap it on up. I ain't got nothing else to say. I've gotten out everything I need to say so far. I think honestly, like you said, I think nostalgia plays a big part in why people like love the series and it's beloved and stuff like that. And that's okay. Nostalgia is fine to have. It brings you back to a place where you were a happy kid. That's cool. But
Yeah.
as a fandom, we need to highlight the other series or to kind of more, I wouldn't even say demand, but more or less speak out about wanting more other series to be recognized. But that's my final thought. No more than a tank is empty, as they say. Final thoughts, or did you get all yours out?
Oh man, it's just Power Rangers. It might have ended as a show after the 30 years, but it's gonna be around for a long time, and that's all we saying. Just do some different stuff. It's obviously not going nowhere.
But with that being said, you know what time it is?
It's time for the really. I could say it's more of a time, but no, it's time for that shameless promotion. No? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So if you love this content that we've been putting out here, you can subscribe to the channel. It's right underneath this video right here. I think it's like in this section of the video. Hit the notification bell over here somewhere so you get notified of our future videos. And comment down below if we missed the mark. Let us know. Let us know nicely that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is still the best show. If you think that, let us know in the comment section below. If you agree with our picks, that's fine. If you have your own list of like better written shows or shows that you like a little bit more, let us know. And let us know what you want to think about the future of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Or not Mighty Morphin, but Power Rangers as a whole, as a franchise.